Vygotsky shared among his works what he called guided participation. And this is an explanation of complex learning. How do children learn the complex things? And his idea of teaching children complex things was through guided participation. Two key words here: guided and participation. Let's look at the second word first: participation. Who is supposed to participate? The student, the child, the learner has to participate, become actively involved in the learning. Only then complex learning can take place, and needs guidance, guided, helped, not giving the answer to the child. Giving the answer to the child does nothing for the child. The child learns nothing when the teacher or a parent or an older sibling gives the correct answer to the child. So, what is guided participation? Now, what happens in our classrooms is we teach. The children are taught, and so Vygotsky picks that up and explains things that are taught rather than discovered. Okay, we would like children to discover things for themselves, but that doesn't happen in our classrooms. In our classrooms, children are taught. What are they taught? Reading and writing primarily. If you can read and if you can write, you can do everything else. So what Vygotsky said was that when we teach just these two things and we don't focus on the discovery aspect of learning, we are actually hindering children. So if you want to bring in a bit of the discovery aspect, as the learning becomes more complex over time, you learn to share the thinking load by helping, guiding, facilitating the child. When a child says, I don't understand, I'm stuck, I don't get it, this is too difficult, well, don't give the right answer to the child. Give hints, give clues, recall, think. We read this last week. Why don't you go back and take a look at your notes? Or open your textbook again. Why don't you read that particular page? Or, remember we had this discussion, what did so-and-so say? Try to think and feed those thoughts to children. Feed the children with the clues, the hints, the little things that will help them make the connections. That is when the child will get the answer himself or herself, and when that happens, discovery learning is taking place because they discover the correct answer themselves instead of somebody coming and telling them, this is the correct answer, just write this. Yes, it's much easier to do. It's much simpler to just go and say, well, this is the answer, why don't you write it out? It's much more difficult to give hints and clues. It takes time, it takes effort, and one hint or clue may not do it. You might need to do 5, 6, 7, 10, maybe the next day. But let the child discover the answer for himself or herself, because that is when the child is learning. That is when learning happens. And that is exactly Vygotsky's meaning behind share the thinking load. Between the student and the teacher, share the load. Don't give the load over to somebody else. Giving the right answer doesn't help. Helping a novice accomplish a complex task. You are doing this for the first time. You're a novice. You're a first-timer. You don't know everything. So we will help you. The teacher will help you. We will guide you. We will lead you to that particular task, and you will do it. Assistant can be physical or mental. Supplying, giving some manipulatives, giving a piece of paper, sharing a pencil, doing something, or it could be mental. Think. You know the word. What is the word? Try. It means this, it is that, it is this, it is that. Whatever way you do it, get the child thinking. And who are the helpers? Somebody who knows, an adult. A child cannot facilitate a child. A child can work with a child but will not be able to facilitate a child. And the term Vygotsky used for this was scaffolding. And we see scaffolding when buildings are built. On the outside, you see all this bamboo work stuff, that is scaffolding. So where the more knowledgeable other provides some type of structure, help, guidance, clues, only structure, not the correct answer, takes the student through the process of achieving the correct answer.